There's no greater asset to our national security than the mind of a warfighter. Winning starts by thinking. Thinking starts in the classroom, and the battlefield is too late.
If what we mean by a new Cold War is that it's exactly like the old Cold War, then of course that's not the case, and is going to require new and innovative strategies and solutions.
The pace at which the Chinese are developing their capabilities and expanding their reach, I don't think they're going to give us decades to figure it out.
If you ask any of our military commanders, if you don't modernize, what's the alternative? And that is, we're out of business.
The most important component of societal resilience to Russia's influence operation, to understanding US nuclear weapons policy, begins with education.
Planning scenarios, war games, contingency plans and exercises need to reflect the reality of an entangled future of intertwined problems. Strategists will have to be as good as ever before, and for that they'll need a good education.
When you look at the threats that are facing the United States, the threats that are facing the world, the threats that are facing the allied partners and our families and children, there's only one that's existential. And so this is a very important topic. It's a very important subject matter, and the conditions of how to think about this has changed since the Cold War. This is serious business. We are providing the world's very best.
This program is a really, really wonderful program for the airmen. It will give you great tools to deal with the changing world, to deal with the complex difficulties that impact national security policy and that impact our security.
The future is uncertain, but that doesn't mean that we should be unprepared for it. Education gives us the skills needed to be able to quickly adapt and to meet these future challenges. We need to be mentally agile and flexible in our thinking. Education gives us ways to think. It gives us the tools to embrace change and to avoid being surprised by new developments. As professionals in a profession where second place is not good enough, it is upon all of us to be mentally ready for whatever warfighting and strategic changes that the future brings.
Deterrence is in the eye of the bad guys, and they get to vote. And if they don't believe we're serious about our deterrent, then that means that they may take risks that would embroil us in a conflict. And the whole point of nuclear deterrence modernization is to make the bad guys understand we're deadly serious about making sure our deterrent works.
We are not afforded the opportunity to roll the game tape back later at the threats, at the concerns, at any detonation or risk that are posed to our national security when it comes to an existential threat.
Engaging the Air Force's future nuclear leaders, I truly believe will better prepare the nation for this multipolar peer competition to think about these problems before they're faced on a real world battlefield. I think the nation is going to thank you.
I think the airmen learned from us, but we learned from them. They learned from each other. And I think it is important for them to have the bigger strategic picture in mind, for them to understand how their role fits in really to U.S. national security strategy and the defense of the entire free world. I think it makes them much more effective and much more motivated in their day-to-day role when they've had the time to attend the program, take a step back, and appreciate just how central their daily work is to keeping the United States and the free world safe from the serious threats that we face.
That is how we will win this era of great power competition against not one but two great power rivals, against the threat of nuclear terrorism and proliferation, and at the same time to keep peace and stability in all forms of our nation and our national structure. We thank Air Force Global Strike Command for the ongoing partnership to serve the most important mission in the world.
you.